Streaming live on News8000.com. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
A good Friday morning to you. I'm Jordan Frebstead.
And I'm meteorologist Eric Dean.
This morning on News 8 Now, a demonstration for peace is held in downtown La Crosse, bringing to light the conflict in Israel and Palestine.
And in the world of weather, right now we're at 66 degrees. We have clear skies out there. That visibility, not bad at all. Welcome to the weekend. I'll have that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
And a downtown business on La Crosse's Main Street is expected to become what one nonprofit calls a business nursery. It is Friday, September 16th, 2022. We've got all the news, weather, and buzz you need to plan out your morning coming up. But first, here is your Friday morning eye-opener.
And coming up, a new Coulee Cap program aims to help veteran, female, and minority entrepreneurs get started here in downtown La Crosse. I'll tell you about that program coming up.
Unfortunately, it's really taken the first-time homebuyers out of the market this year.
A lot of people understand how serious we are about saving this planet. I'm dead serious.
It's one of the biggest rivalries in sports, and it's a big game for both squads on Sunday, especially Green Bay. The Packers already 0-1 in the division. The last thing they could afford is an 0-2 start in the NFC North.
Can't lose to Chicago.
No, not at
weekend.
all. we need a Packers win for sure.
Well, we got rain in the forecast this weekend, but we actually need it.
We do. We're still sitting about 3.5 inches below normal for the entire year in La Crosse. Some places don't need it. Some places still have a surplus, but here in the Coulee region, we still need it.
It's kind of amazing. You didn't think that we were low.
Right, but you go to Madison and down that area,
yeah,
they're well above normal.
Depends on where you live.
Yeah,
welcome to the
absolutely.
Midwest.
Yes, it is. Take a look outside. Look at this. We have 66 degrees outside, dew point sitting at 61. Our humidity is sitting at 84%. Winds are out of the south at 8 miles per hour. And right now we're seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s across the board. Look at Black River Falls. You're checking in with 50 degrees, 64 in Eau Claire, 61 is the current temperature in Winona, 58 in Preston, 63 in Decorah. Visibility over towards Boscobel, over towards Black River Falls, seeing some low visibility. Earlier over towards the Winona area had lower visibility, and I made mention earlier, don't be surprised if this map starts to kind of fill in a little bit over the next couple hours or so. In terms of rain, it's to the west of us. Over towards the Rochester area, this is going to slide to the north and northeast as we go into the next several hours. So we'll keep an eye on this system. Rain chances will be in the forecast today. If you have plans to get the kiddos ready for the bus stop, there you go. 68 degrees with partly cloudy skies. As they head to school, by the time they head home, we'll see cloudy skies with a rain chance and temperatures in the upper 70s. I'll have your first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Jordan, over to you.
Looking forward to that. Thanks a lot, Eric. A group of peace activists took to downtown La Crosse on Thursday as part of what they called a recognition rather than a protest. The group says they take to downtown every week in unity with the Women in Black, a peace movement that began in Jerusalem in 1988. The Women in Black organization calls for peace despite decades of violence in Palestine and Israel. Jan Gallagher said she was at the demonstration because war is impacting every corner of the globe.
It's just a way to personally stand for something you believe in, which is peace and not violence.
One of the peace activists that took to downtown La Crosse earlier said the group is willing to accept more participants at their weekly demonstrations. Gallagher says they have been doing this for over 10 years. Local leaders toured La Crosse small businesses with Wisconsin's Department of Administration Secretary Designee on Thursday. The visit highlighted storefronts and restaurants that benefited from pandemic relief funding. The group stopped by Mexcal Restaurant and the Wisconsin Clothing Company, both of which got $10,000 in Main Street Bounce Back grants. The DOA Secretary Designee says state investments are encouraging more entrepreneurs to start businesses.
What we're seeing is a recovery, a bounce back, and a bounce back not just to where things were before the pandemic, but a bounce back that is much stronger.
Governor Tony Evers invested $8.5 million in businesses in the city of La Crosse. Overall, La Crosse County got $74 million in business investments. A downtown building on La Crosse's Main Street is expected to become what one nonprofit calls a business nursery. Coulee Cap is leading the new program. As News 8 Now's Rob Romano found out, it could be up and running in October.
The La Crosse Community Foundation is providing a 3-year, $90,000 grant to Coulee Cap to turn 320 Main Street in downtown La Crosse into a hub for a diverse group of entrepreneurs.
We're trying to take away some of that risk and help ease them into getting in a retail space. If you were to ask a small business owner to maybe sign a $1,500 a month lease, like that might sound scary for them.
Community Development Director for Coulee Cap Ashley Lasensky says the program is aimed at female, minority, veteran, and low-income entrepreneurs that are looking to get started.
It's important because they haven't had as many opportunities and advantages as other people. And so we really want to make sure that they get the support to take their really great idea and make it thrive and make it successful.
Jamie Schlegel, the CEO of the La Crosse Community Foundation, says the $90,000 grant from the organization over 3 years is set to help pay for startup costs for the program, from renovations to other projects.
In this instance, it was money to help secure the space for the lease. It was money to help develop the concepts for the logos, training.
Businesses will pay zero rent for the first 3 months of the program. Schlegel says the incubator will be self-sustaining when the businesses are ready.
Until the concept is fully sustained through the retailers who are going to be functioning in the business incubator space.
In La Crosse, Rob Romano, News 8 Now.
Any entrepreneur who wants to apply can do so online. We have a link to that at news8000.com. The cost of purchasing a home right now is not cheap, and now you may have to make a down payment of tens of thousands of dollars just to afford one. For the first time since 2008, mortgage rates have gone over 6%. People nationwide can expect a higher mortgage payment based on the higher interest rate, according to mortgage loan professional at GECU, Rhonda Britton. One group of home buyers are being affected the most.
Unfortunately, it's really taken the first-time home buyers out of the market this year.
Now, according to GECU, this year, the number of first-time home buyers has decreased by 50%. Experts say this is not the highest mortgage rates have reached historically. According to Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation, mortgage rates have normally been over 7%. Last year, the mortgage rate was roughly 3%. So you see the difference. Experts say there is no telling when the rates may decrease to that level. La Crosse area nonprofit events will soon be eligible for government funds. The La Crosse County Board has approved a resolution to form a grant program for nonprofit community events. It will be funded with $90,000 of ARPA money, which each eligible event will receive up to $10,000. The board is still working on the application. It is not clear when event organizers can start applying or when the funds will be released. When a community is united, it can do a lot, including rock. Thursday at Copeland Park, Great Rivers United Way hosted its first United We Rock event. The concert kicked off the agency's annual fundraising campaign. Great Rivers United Way supports 51 area programs, from a crisis line to shelters and food pantries, all the way to childcare. The programs are vital to building a strong, safe, and healthy community.
Last year we had over 32,800 people utilize the Great Rivers United Way service, and our funding impacted someone every 44 seconds. So just thinking about that, your newscast is 30 minutes long. So just knowing 30 people were helped in that time frame.
By the time the campaign ends, Great Rivers United Way hopes to raise $2 million. If you would like to help, we have a link that you can visit at news8000.com. Please don't stop the music. Heard it there. The Onalaska High School Marching Band performed for a different audience on Thursday. Residents at Eagle Crest watched as the band marched around the living community and played a few songs. Eagle Crest employees say the performance was perfect timing for Eagle Crest.
Well, we have an assisted living week, a spirit week going on here. So I thought, what gives you more spirit than a marching band?
And there is no need to worry if you missed out on the band on Thursday night. Onalaska and other local marching bands will march in the Maple Leaf Parade. That is on October 1st. Town Campbell Police Department Chief Drew Gavrilos has retired. Gavrilos served as the police chief for 7 years. Tricia Stratman is now serving as the department's chief. The apple capital of Minnesota, right across the river, is ready to celebrate its produce. La Crescent's Apple Fest kicked off Thursday. Last night's events featured a Little King and Little Miss pageant and a Minnesota Sing competition. Apple Fest runs through Sunday. News 8 Now will be part of the King Apple Parade Sunday at 1 o'clock. We'll see you there. We've got a link to all the Fest schedule events on news8000.com. Still to come on your Friday morning news, the founder of the outdoor gear company Patagonia makes a bold business move and an extraordinary statement. The special master for the Trump investigation makes a shocking decision, one that even has conservatives questioning fairness. With that in mind, we are sending you to break with something to put the good in your Friday morning, and this is one cool dude. This yellow lab isn't your average canine. Dude and owner Linda have been coming to this Nebraska hospital since 2017, meeting with cancer patients once a week. It is something he is familiar with since Dude also recovered from cancer recently. Whether it's a smile or a shake, Dude is there as a friend to everyone. And those dogs make such an incredible impact at those hospitals too. We got several resources in La Crosse that do the same thing. It's very remarkably impactful for those patients. Your latest forecast is just ahead here on News 8 Now this morning. We'll be right back right after this.
As you head out the door, here's a look at the radar scan. We have a clean sweep for now across the Cooley region, but our rain is off just to the west over towards Rochester down to Mason City. Now this is going to make its way to the east and the northeast as we go into the next several hours. Outside right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s, low 50s, even upper 40s towards Black River Falls, 56 in Sparta, 60 in Viroqua, 57 in Boscobel. Here's a look at your breakfast forecast right there. We'll go ahead and pour the cereal, and we'll see temperatures going into the mid-60s by 8, 68 by 9. What do you think, Jordan? Do you think 2 is going to win?
No. There is a cloudy and very little chance that a prize will be given on Monday. Make sure you message Derek Sibley and let him know 2 is not the guy. Okay, in your consumer news this morning, California is set to become the first state to bar online companies from using children's personal information in harmful ways. Governor Gavin Newsom signed the bill that will require tech companies to follow age-appropriate design code principles aimed at keeping children safe. Companies will have to submit a data protection impact assessment before offering new online services, products, or features. Uber is investigating a cybersecurity incident. It comes after a hacker shared evidence of breaching the company's computer systems with journalists and security researchers. It is not the first time Uber has dealt with a security breach. In 2016, another hacker stole data on 57 million driver and rider accounts. Uber reportedly paid to cover up that breach. Kanye West is trashing his partnership with Gap. His recent line of Yeezy Gap products were sold out of giant trash bags. West, who changed his name to Ye, I said Yee the first hour, I guess it's Ye, I guess if you care about this gentleman, you would know, says Gap breached the partnership by not opening branded Yeezy stores and distributing his apparel as originally planned. Among other things, he is now planning on opening his own Yeezy stores. The founder of the outdoor gear company Patagonia has made a bold business move and an extraordinary statement. He is transferring his family's nearly half-century-old company's voting shares to one shareholder, Earth. Dina Demetrius has more.
Patagonia founder Yvon Chouinard is giving up his $3 billion company and directing nearly all of its profits to fighting the environmental crisis and defending nature.
Not a lot of people understand how serious we are about saving this planet. I'm dead serious.
The outdoor gear company posted a letter on its website Wednesday promising to transfer 100% of its voting stock to the Patagonia Purpose Trust, and all of its non-voting stock is going to the Holdfast Collective.
After the company reinvests some of its profits, Chouinard says whatever's left, as much as $100 million a year, will be distributed to the trust as a dividend to be used for fighting the climate crisis and other environmental causes.
It's path-breaking.
Dr. Toddy Steelman is the Stanback Dean of Duke University's Nicholas School of the Environment.
I think it's the boldness of the leadership in pioneering a new way for us to think about philanthropy and how to put wealth to work. it's going to be contagious. It's going to catch on with others.
Patagonia has long been recognized for its environmental activism.
It is perfectly on brand for what they have done and now what they will evidently do in perpetuity.
The company has donated 1% of its sales in earth tax to grassroots environmental nonprofits. Last year, it funded more than 1,000 groups around the world. It is also environmentally conscious in the manufacture of its products. Chenard says if there's any hope of a thriving planet 50 years from now, it's up to everyone to do their part. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Pasadena, California.
Chenard said he briefly considered selling the company and donating the proceeds or taking the company public, but determined neither option was possible. He started Patagonia making climbing gear for himself and his friends.
Hey, Jordan, do you by chance have any aloe?
What's the context?
Well, I'm thinking Derek's going to be needing that Monday from all those burns. Yeah.
There it is. I mean, the fact that Vegas trusts Lamar Jackson over Tua tells you a thing or two, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
We're never going to let this go, are we?
In Sibley, we trust. Take a look here at the tropics right now. Man, I wish he was watching. Take a look at the tropics right now. We have Fiona. Winds are at 50 miles per hour. We're moving to the west at 15 miles per hour. This is 265 miles east-southeast of the Leeward Islands. You can see the wind is really getting its act together with this system. Now, the good news as of right now, based on the storm track, this is going to stay a tropical storm. Yesterday, it had it going right through Puerto Rico. Not the case now. This track has it staying as a tropical storm. Wednesday at 2 a.m. it goes to about 70 miles per hour. But we got to keep an eye on this track to see if ultimately if it's going to make that turn or if it's going to keep going straight and go in near Florida. So that's something that National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on. Closer to home, we have sunny skies out there making for a gorgeous day. We're seeing a temperature of 66 degrees, dew point 61. Winds are out of the south at 8 miles per hour. It's 63 degrees here at the TV station. Made it to 84 after a morning start of 61. 76 and 55 is where we should be for this time of year. So the Dean's List for today. Hey, welcome to Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Bring on the rain. We need it across portions of the area. Some places are still considered in a drought, especially towards Rusk County, over towards the Pepin County area as well. Cooler weather's ahead. We're going to see temperatures going into the 60s for highs. Not today, though. We're seeing temperatures in the 80s from top to bottom, with the exception of Middle Ridge. You'll go to 79 degrees. New Albany, you'll make it to 82, 80 in La Crescent. Waukon will make it to 80. Over towards the Whitehall area, 79 degrees. St. Charles will go to 76. Toma will make it to 81. And then the farther north you go, the cooler we get, with the temperature staying in the mid 70s with thunderstorm chances on the increase. So with that dew point being in that 60 to 65 degree threshold, Mr. Fremstead, if he's going out tonight, he's going to need some hairspray and some mousse, or just put in a ponytail and wear a baseball cap, of which he's done. Take a look here at Sky Tracker. We have a mixture of sun and clouds across the area. This is going to continue as we go into your evening and overnight hours. The shower chance for tonight, not everybody will see it, but if you have plans to go out to Friday Night Football, take the rain gear just in case. If you don't see it tonight, our next best chance will be Saturday and then again on Sunday. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures will be in the 60s from top to bottom. Here's the details of the 8-day forecast, and see if we can get that up here. 8-day, maybe not. Okay, so the 8-day shows temperatures staying in the 80s for the next several days. We do have the thunderstorm chances. There we go. We have the thunderstorm chances for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which is the first day of fall, 67. And then Friday, we go to 66 degrees. The long ranger over the next 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 days, we'll use this as the, no, you won't use that as the 10-second takeaway. I'll just tell you, we're going to stay near normal in terms of temperature for the next 6 to 10. We go above normal for the 8 to 14. The precip, though, goes from below normal to near normal. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes. But first, here's a look at this day in history. Yeah. All right, here we go. Take a look outside. We're at 57 degrees at the airport. Feels like 57. Our dew point is at 55. And if you look here on the city cam, see you have a little spider web there. See if we can draw the spider here. There's 2, 3. This is from our director. He's like, try to draw a spider. See if we can, not bad. Nope. One leg's longer than the other. There we go. Oh, and we're missing Little smiley face. I couldn't even get that.
24 hours later.
At high, there's a spider coming down. 7 miles per hour. Take a look here at the hour-by-hour forecast. There we go. There you go. Let's try that again. Let's take a look here at the hour-by-hour forecast. Yeah. I drew the spider and it came to life. Arturo, I will get you back for that. You know I will. All right, temperatures outside. 50s and 60s out there. 50 degrees in Black River Falls, 56 in Sparta Rap. 10 more seconds. 60 in Viroqua, 56 in Boston, 61 in Prairie du Chien. Visibility will be a little bit of an issue as we go into the mid to late morning hours. That does it for weather and my walk of shame. Rob Schiff, take it away.
Welcome to the Blitz. Sunday cannot get here fast enough. A lot of questions surrounding the Packers going into week 2. Will Jones and Dillon get more touches? Will David Bakhtiari and Allen Lazard be ready to go? On top of all that, it's one of the biggest rivalries in sports, and it's a big game for both squads on Sunday, especially Green Bay. The Packers already 0-1 in the division. The last thing they could afford is an 0-2 start in the NFC North. Packers won both matchups over the Bears last season, most recently a 45-30 win on Sunday night last December. Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns in that one. It's one of the oldest rivalries in the game. The Packers know how much it means to the fans, and even more so because it is a division opponent, it means a lot to the team as well.
It is a great rivalry, though, and you can feel the energy when you go into the stadium. The fans love it, but certainly the fact that it's a North opponent is absolutely critical, and a team that is one game up on us right now. So this is definitely a very, very, very important game for both sides, but especially for us.
I love the history of this game, and when I got to the squad, Chicago was beating us on the all-time record, and now we're up by 8, I believe. So that does mean a lot to me.
The Packers have won the last 6 matchups against Chicago. The Bears haven't beaten Green Bay since 2018. MVC clash at Logan High last night. The Rangers getting their leader back, Jazzy Davis in the lineup for Logan, but first set all Central. Avery Vienendahl to Ruby Gerhard going high for the kill. Riverhawks make a statement in the first. They take it 25-17. In the second, Central up 1 and adding to it. Vienendahl, right place, right time. Good spot there from the senior. Riverhawks up 2. Logan fighting back, though, in the second. Nice setup for Liberty Sprain. The junior shot too strong to handle. Rangers within 2. Then later, Ava Detweiler set up perfectly, and her strike is pure. Rangers come all the way back after dropping the first 2 sets, and they stun Central at home 3-2. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
New this morning, Mexico celebrated the anniversary of the beginning of the struggle of their country's independence. A historical day for Mexicans. It is the beginning of the independence movement. The celebrations include presentations by artists in the public squares of the country and a traditional cry of independence by the president in the public square of Mexico City. Among the president's special guests was Evo Morales and his daughter Che Gavrilis and relatives of Julian Assange and Martin Luther King. The President Joe Biden will meet with 2 American families who have loved ones held captive by Russia today. WNBA star Brittany Griner and U.S. Marine veteran Paul Whelan. The White House said in July that it had made a substantial proposal to get them home, but there is no sign that a breakthrough is coming. Any national security concerns will have to wait, and so will the Justice Department. A judge ruled last night it can't use the classified documents seized from President Donald Trump's home. Amy Kiley has reactions from analysts this morning.
You have to wonder whether this judge belongs on a federal bench.
Even some conservatives sound shocked. A judge has named a special master to filter potentially privileged documents seized from former President Donald Trump's home. She's also denying the Justice Department access to about 100 marked classified for its criminal probe.
I almost feel like we're giving credence to this myth, frankly, that Trump has come up with, that he declassified things.
Others say they saw it coming.
The Justice Department was basically asking her to reverse much of her decision.
Judge Aileen Cannon says she doesn't buy DOJ claims national security could be at risk. She's prioritizing Trump's claim of potential attorney-client and executive privilege. Essentially, a former president is claiming privilege that supersedes that of the current one.
It just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense.
The Justice Department says it will appeal. As for the special master, it's Judge Raymond Dearie. Both sides agreed upon him, and most analysts say he's well respected.
That doesn't make him any kind of expert on executive privilege.
Amid all this, here's what Trump said yesterday about public reaction if he were indicted.
I think if it happened, I think you'd have problems in this country, the likes of which perhaps we've never seen before.
It's basically January 6th all over again.
Trump's lawyers have dismissed the whole investigation as a record storage dispute. That investigation can continue even if the DOJ is cut off from the documents. The DOJ is also looking into Trump's potential role in the Capitol riot and his campaign fundraising. Well, back here in Wisconsin, a tight-knit neighborhood is now doing whatever they can to support the children shaken by the loss of both of their parents. On Sunday, Jason Ray killed his wife Jessica before later taking his own life. Autopsy reports confirm Jessica died from homicidal violence, including blunt force and sharp force trauma. Jason died of his injuries sustained as the result of a crash. Neighbors have set up a GoFundMe for the Ray children. Nearly $870,000 is coming to Wisconsin's Department of Health Services this year for suicide prevention. Wisconsin is one of 6 states in the U.S. getting a 5-year federal grant. The funds will go to areas of the state with the highest suicide rates. The department will create partnerships with mental health support groups. And we do want to let you know, if you are struggling with suicidal thoughts, you can call 988 for support at any time. Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin says a vote on marriage equality will have to wait until after the November election. Baldwin is negotiating with Senate Republicans for the Respect for Marriage Act, which will secure legal protection for same-sex and interracial marriage. Baldwin earlier this month said she and her colleagues were, in her words, darn close to getting 10 Republican support to bring the bill to a vote. Now, one GOP senator says he is concerned voting on the bill before the election was a political move, but he is confident the bill will ultimately pass. A law firm is challenging the use of a federal voter registration form in Wisconsin, claiming it doesn't meet state law requirements. Conservative firm Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed the lawsuit on Thursday, asking a judge to declare the National Mail Voter Registration Application form illegal. The lawsuit argues the form doesn't include places to put information required by Wisconsin, like whether the voter has a felony conviction. Wisconsin allows voters to register at polls on election days, so the state isn't required by law to use the federal form. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison is speaking out on abortion rights after visiting an abortion clinic in Moorhead. Red River Women's Clinic was historically the only abortion provider in North Dakota. They recently moved across the border to Moorhead to continue providing services to all that need them in the region. Ellison says that he plans on being there for all Minnesotans.
We're campaigning, we're working hard, we're getting out, we're listening, and very eager to talk to folks from the community here in Moorhead.
Ellison is also planning on visiting other cities in Minnesota as well, spreading the message about his fight for Minnesotans. It's a state park that is full of scenic trails and waterfalls, but it is also used to be the site of a town. And in this week's Finding Minnesota, John Lauritsen takes us to Pine County and shows us why you can't find the town of Banning on the map anymore.
It's said that Banning State Park is full of extremes, from the rush of the Kettle River to the gentle waterfall of Wolf Creek. And it's not just the riverway that catches your eye, it's the rocks too.
What is this called, Clarissa?
This is a kettle.
You might want to keep an eye on the kids when you're buying.
Right.
Over thousands of years, Mother Nature has molded, chiseled, and shaped much of the sandstone you see here. But human beings have also left their mark.
You can see the drill holes from when they blasted them off the walls.
Clarissa Payne is Banning's park manager. She says before any of this was a state park, it was actually a rock quarry that was bustling with workers. Many of them were European immigrants who blasted and harvested sandstone. If you look closely, you'll find relics of that operation.
Train would come right through and pick up the rocks.
And put them inside the carts.
It's hard to envision a train coming through here 130 years ago, but that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
A nearly 2-mile trail shows the path the train took while hauling tons upon tons of rock. The business is long gone, but deep in the forest, the walls still stand.
It's kind of like a lost civilization back here.
Yes. There's a spring inside that would power the steam engines.
At each location, stonecutters had a specific duty.
This former building was called the Rock Crusher, and it's just like it sounds. Here they would take stones and break them down into small pieces to be used for concrete.
While business was booming, a community was forming. Named after the founder of the quarry, William Banning, a town existed on site for 20 years, from 1892 to 1912. At its peak, there were 300 people.
There was a bar, there was a motel, a boarding house, and just a few homes.
Is it surprising to most people to know that there was a full-fledged quarry operation in a town in this park at one point?
Yeah, most of them have no idea.
I did not know that.
Learned that today.
History lesson.
That's crazy. No, yeah, definitely something to you have to put your mind to, for sure.
Both the quarry and the town died because of a lack of high-quality stone and more demand for steel. But some of the rock slabs can still be found in buildings in the nearby city of Sandstone. Hikers today quickly see that what man left behind at Banning, Mother Nature has taken back.
I think it's kind of cool to see it mixed in and like nature's reclaiming what we've abandoned. So makes for some cool scenery for sure.
If the trees in that park could talk. Well, Banning State Park is also the site of a natural geological fault that is 10,000 feet thick. And when the water is high, the park is also known for kayaking and whitewater rafting. Banning will celebrate its 60th year as a state park next year.
All right, here's a look at the radar scan right now. We have a little bit of precipitation just to the west of the Cooley region, just southwest of Eau Claire, to the north of Rochester, and then just to the west of Mason City and I-35. Rain chances will start to pick up as we go throughout the day, so take the rain gear with you just in case you get under a stray shower or two. Not everybody will see it, though. If you don't see it today, your best chance will be tomorrow. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, 49 in Black River Falls, 56 in Sparta, 60s the current temperature in Viroqua, 66 in La Crosse. So let's go ahead and take a look here at your forecast for today. We'll go ahead and throw that out. If you have plans to go grab some breakfast, we'll see temperatures staying in the mid-60s for the 7, 8, 9 o'clock time frame. Jordan, over to you.
Well, last month, 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams announced she would step away from tennis following the U.S. Open. Now, another tennis icon is deciding to do just the same. You're going to find out who, but I think you can guess by who you're seeing on your screen right there. Your Buzz Report is just ahead here on News 8 Now this morning.
Hey, Jordan, who made that spider thing? Was that you or was that Arturo?
I mean, I approved it, so I
You
guess I
approved
got.
it. You
Yeah,
approved
I mean, I am the managing editor of News 8 Now this morning, so.
Well, because the reason why I asked is I figured out, you know, with a little bit of technology and this button right here, I can even do this with one. Have it right there. Yeah.
That's a better drawing.
Yeah, it is. Took everybody 2 seconds. Thank you. Take a look outside. Let's go ahead and see if we can clear this guy off. Yeah, I'll just push the button. Just get rid of that guy. Right now, we're seeing a temperature of 66 degrees. Dew point 61. I still want to blame Arturo for that. Winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour. Humidity is sitting at 84%. Dog walking forecast today. Mostly sunny skies to start. We'll see mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon hours, and the clouds will pick up as we go into your evening hours. Still green palls all the way around. Today's dog is Archie. Good morning to you. So highs today will be in the 70s and 80s. Again, in terms of temperature, not bad whatsoever. It's going to be above normal. The thing is, the clouds will start to pick up. The precip chances will start to pick up again in the afternoon and evening hours. So if you have plans to go out to Friday Night Football, or if you have any just evening plans in general, just take the rain gear with you just in case you get under a brief shower or two. So hey, welcome to Friday. Bring on that rain. Cooler weather's ahead. We're talking temperatures going into the 60s. The humidity is going to go up a little bit too. So for instance, it's going to have the hairspray and the mousse. I don't think he needs to put the cement on yet. I think we're going to be okay there for a little bit. Hairspray and mousse will be just fine. So take a look here at SkyTracker. We'll start the clock, and you see there's a mixture of sun and clouds pushing its way through the area. As this pushes its way through, it's going to do two things. First of all, it's going to heat us back up again into the 80s for tomorrow. It's going to increase the thunderstorm chances, especially by 8 o'clock Saturday morning between Minneapolis and Red Wing. And then that round's out of here. And then we have another round for Sunday. When you wake up in the morning, though, temperatures will be in the 60s from top to bottom. In all seriousness, we do have a marginal risk, or a 1 out of 5 for severe weather for the majority of the Coulee region, heavy wind, hail, and vivid lightning. Now, for Sunday, the southern portion of our viewing area, so Winneshiek, Alameda County, and over towards Prairie du Chien, the Bosco area, you guys are under a 1 out of 5 as well. Again, heavy wind, hail, vivid lightning will be the main threats. Make sure you have that News 8000 First Alert weather app on your device to receive the latest information as we go into the weekend. Speaking of your First Alert forecast, here you go. For today, mostly sunny skies to start. A nice warm day. Look at that, the big 80. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Allergy alert for today. Ragweed is on the high end. Weeds on the low end, or moderate end, I should say. And the mold is on the high end. Ragweed's on the low end, not the high end. Saturday, ragweed and weed will be on the low end. Then the mold will be on the high end. So take a look here at the next 8 days. We stay in the 80s till we get to Wednesday. We go to 79 degrees. Thursday, Jordan, first day of fall. And it's going to feel like it, 67 degrees. Enjoy your weekend.
In our Buzz Report this morning, 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer is hanging up his racket. In a post on social media on Thursday, Federer announced his retirement from tennis. He said he was given a special talent to play tennis and reach levels he never imagined. But Federer realizes his body's limits after playing over 1,500 matches over 24 years. Federer said next week's Laver Cup in London will be his last ATP event. And tonight on Secret Celebrity Renovation, Super Bowl 56 champion Aaron Donald gets his hands dirty in his hometown of Philadelphia. The LA Rams defensive tackle helps transform his old stomping grounds into a clubhouse for his father. The big reveal is tonight right here on WKBT and Paramount Plus. We have got some birthdays to celebrate this Friday morning.
Yes, we do. Happy 80th birthday to Lyle. According to his daughter, he is caring, funny, and hardworking. Happy birthday, Lyle.
Happy birthday, Lyle. Happy 8th birthday this morning to Jeanette. She loves horses, arts and crafts, sports, reading, and playing with her friends.
And happy 8th birthday to Eliza. She likes pancakes, as do I, and chasing boys around at recess. Happy birthday, Eliza.
Happy birthday. Happy 88th birthday to Carol. She enjoys fishing, crafts, and spending time with family and friends.
And if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 80 years old, or 88 years old soon, hey, you know what? We would love to feature them.
Yeah, upload their photo to our website at news8000.com and look for the Submit Pictures button right under the Home tab on the website. Well, stay with us. We've got everything you need to know this morning as we wrap up another week together. Your Morning News Now is up next. Your Morning News Now on this Friday. A group of peace activists took to downtown La Crosse as part of what they called a vigil rather than a protest. The group says they take to downtown every year in solidarity with the Women in Black, a peace movement that began in Jerusalem in 1988. The Women in Black organization calls for peace despite decades of violence in Palestine and Israel. Jan Gallagher said she was at the downtown demonstration on Thursday because war is impacting every corner of the globe.
It's just a way to personally stand for something you believe in, which is peace and not violence.
Now, one of the peace activists that took to downtown La Crosse earlier said the group is willing to accept more participants at their weekly demonstrations. Gallagher says they have been doing this for over 10 years. Local leaders toured La Crosse's small businesses with Wisconsin's Department of Administration Secretary-designee on Thursday. The visit highlighted storefronts and restaurants that benefited from pandemic relief funding. The group stopped by Mexcal Restaurant and the Wisconsin Clothing Company, both of which got $10,000 in Main Street Bounce Back grants. The DOA Secretary-designee says state investments are encouraging more entrepreneurs to start businesses.
and what we're seeing is a recovery, a bounce back, and a bounce back not just to where things were before the pandemic, but a bounce back that is much stronger.
Governor Tony Evers invested $8.5 million in businesses in the city of La Crosse. Overall, La Crosse County got $74 million in business investments.
All right, here we go. Your first alert forecast for today. Mostly sunny skies to start. The clouds will pick up as we go to the afternoon hours. Rain chances will pick up as well. Overall, another warm day. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Tonight, we go into the mid 60s. Thunderstorm chances pick up again. Otherwise, we'll stay mostly cloudy.
We have an update over in the town of Campbell. The police department there, their chief, Drew Gavrilos, has retired. Gavrilos served as the police chief for 7 years after replacing former chief Tim Kellerman. Tricia Stratman is now serving as the department's chief. La Crosse area nonprofit events will soon be eligible for government funds. The La Crosse County Board approved a resolution to form a grant program for nonprofit community events. It will be funded from $90,000 of ARPA money. Each eligible event will receive up to $10,000. The board is still working on the application, and it's not clear when event organizers can start applying or when the funds will be released. Free electric vehicle charging stations are now available on the Western Technical College campus. Western, along with Xcel Energy, held a demonstration Thursday. This is the first system to use on-site solar energy instead of power from the grid. Grid power will only be used on cloudy days when solar power isn't strong enough. You don't need to be a student or a staff member to use that charging station. They are free and open for everyone. The apple capital of Minnesota, right across the river, is ready to celebrate its produce. La Crescent's Apple Fest kicked off Thursday, and last night's events featured a Little King and Little Miss pageant and a Minnesota Sing competition. Apple Fest runs through Sunday. News 8 Now will be part of the King Apple Parade Sunday at 1. We hope to see you there. We'll have a link for you on all the Fest events at news8000.com. Girl Scout recruitment is starting up this weekend. Any interested parents and their daughters can sign up tonight or Saturday at the Girl Scout Center on Quarry Road. For more information, you can visit news8000.com.
One word, cookies.
The best dessert.
That's right. Thunderstorm chances pick up again tonight. Otherwise, we'll stay mostly cloudy. Overnight lows in the 60s. The balance of the 8th day shows temperatures staying in the 80s. Until we get into Wednesday, we go to 86 on Tuesday. We keep that rain and thunderstorm chance in the forecast. Upper 70s for Wednesday. Thursday is the first day of fall. And boy, oh boy, is it going to feel like it. Look at that, 67 degrees, 30% chance of rain. 66 will be the high on Friday.
Hard to believe it's already here, and Oktoberfest a couple weeks away.
Yes, I can't wait.
For sure. Well, don't forget to keep up with the news of the day at news8000.com. We'll have the latest coming up this afternoon on News 8 Now at noon. CBS Mornings follows us here. Thank you for your time this week, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend.